हेलो 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 हेलो।
That's the result of the first event of the day, men's 400-meter hurdles. Tamil Nadu's Tarunayasamy winning that race with a timing of 49.94. The next event on the track will be men's 200-meter race A, followed by men's B race in 200 meters.
पे है ना, स्पेस है ना। ये माइक कौन आएगा?
That's the start list of men's 200-meter race A. This is the second leg of Indian Grand Prix Series 2019. The first event of this series, Indian Grand Prix 1, was held last Saturday in Patiala.
आ गया? नहीं तो उठा के ले आना किसी तरह, जाने यहाँ पे थोड़ा वो चल रहा है ना। हेलो, ले आए यहाँ थोड़ा फॉर्मेट का चेंज करना है बटन को। वो अपना HDMI आउट उसको लगे डीजे लगा देते। चेंज कर दीजिए, तो मेरे डिवाइस पे लगाओ, आपके डिवाइस पे लगाओ ना, कैंट्री चेंज कर लीजिए, डिवाइस इस पे लगाओ। हाँ ये इसी का बता दीजिए, हाँ ये कैसा वाइफ कौन सा वाइफ अपर्चर कम करिए, केबल पड़ी हो अजय अपर्चर कम कर दीजिए, क्या गाड़ी में से वो आ गए केबल पे कैसा नहीं ओडी दी आज की वाली मेरी भी आई मेरा मोबाइल कोई क्या वाली तो वही उसी लाइन में ना कैंट्री थोड़ा क्लोज करिए, अरे यार फिर चलेंगे पहले
So that's the next event, men's 200-meter race A. Here's the start list. This will be the second event on track today after men's 400-meter hurdles, which was won by Darunaya Sami, the national record holder. He won the 400-meter men's hurdles race with a timing of 49.94 seconds. He was followed by Santosh Kumar, who finished second with a timing of 50.77 seconds. And third place was captured by M. Ramachandran, who clocked 50.83 in the men's 400-meter hurdles race. Here you can see on your screens athletes who are going to participate in men's 200-meter event warming up. This is the second leg of Indian Grand Prix. The season started with Indian Grand Prix 1, which concluded in Patiala last Saturday. The 4-part Grand Prix series is a build-up competition for athletes preparing for Federation Cup, which will be held in Patiala in the March. It's a good opportunity for athletes to prepare themselves for the Federation Cup, which will serve as a final qualification trial for Asian Athletic Championships that will be held in Doha in April. That's the start of the men's 200 meter. It's Nisar Ahmed, bib number 110, leading. He finishes the race quite comfortably.
It's Nisar Ahmed, bib number 110.
So here it is, Nisar Ahmed of Delhi, comfortably winning that race with a timing of 22.05 seconds. Here's the lineup for men's 200 meter race B. Lane number 2, Abhinav Pawar. Lane number 3, Emmanuel Paul. Lane number 4, VK Lekadasan. Lane number 5, Sanjeev. Lane number 6, Suyagyas Kumar. And lane number 7, Vikas Dabariya.
बॉयज की मैन की हुई है।
हाँ, अच्छा रेस ए हो गया 200 मीटर्स, अब रेस 2 दे आर लाइंड अप।
ये वाली ये
दिस वन इज सेकंड
बी आई थिंक बी इज कमिंग।
बी इज कमिंग नाउ।
अच्छा,
दिस इज द थर्ड इवेंट, इसके पहले 400 हर्डल हो चुका है।
तो ये बोलना स्टार्ट करना। ये सेकंड वाला है।
हाँ जी, रेस
Race B 200 meters run for men and the Grand Prix at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. There's Panvar, Paul, Eklavya Dasan, Sanjeev Suga and Vikas. Only 3 of them competing. 4. As we see the third lane competitor, Ravinder. There's 166, Emmanuel Paul, representing Madhya Pradesh.
Eklavya Dasan, Sanjeev Suga, and Vikas.
'Compete. Duti Chand is against a national record of 22.82. And there are the results. Confirmation of the results: men's 200-meter run B race, Emmanuel of Madhya Pradesh 22.37, Abhinav Pan of Delhi 22.51, and Sanjeev of Haryana 23.52. Vikas of Dabari finishing in 30.45. Two 200 meters men races, A and B, following the 400-meter hurdles. There's the winner of the B race, Emmanuel Paul. India looking to do well in the 400 meters, and a lot of these boys ultimately may land up doing the quarter mile in order to represent the country. A panoramic view of the Nehru Stadium, the place which held the 2010 Commonwealth Games and the 1982 Asian Games. Now the venue for the second Grand Prix. The first one was held on 23rd at Patiala. We finished with the hurdles and the 2 races for the 200 meters men. To follow now on the track will be the 200 meters for women, race A and race B. Athletes who come to train at the Nehru Stadium, turning up early to watch these events. As we wait for the 200 meter, there in the backdrop is Duti Chand warming up for her 200 meters. This has a long-standing record in the name of Saraswati Saha, set in 2002 in Ludhiana with a timing of 22.82 seconds. There's a race A which has 5 competitors and a race B which has 4 competitors. Women's 200 meters in the Grand Prix being held at the Nehru Stadium. Athletes are gearing up for the Federation Cup to be held later in Patiala, which will be the final selection for the Asian Athletics Championships to be held in April in Qatar. 200 meters women, 2 races, race A and race B. Officials waiting for the athletes. And it's the A race that will soon be on the track. Duti Chand, the clear favorite from Orissa. She'll be up against Rajbala of Haryana, Supriya Madali of Andhra Pradesh, Anjali Devi of Haryana, and Dhanalakshmi of Tamil Nadu. Race A of the women's 200 meters run, now up on your screens. Five women athletes were entered originally. Lane 4 will see Duti Chand representing Odisha, Lane 5 Supriya Madali, and Lane 6 Anjali Devi of Haryana. That's 172, Duti Chand, silver medalist from the Asian Games. Looking nice and strong. She's just won the 100 meters at the first Grand Prix held in Patiala 4 days back. Looking to make a debut this season over the 200 meters. Not much in terms of competitors against her. She's up against Supriya Madali, Anjali Devi, Dhanalakshmi, but none of them are in the caliber of Duti Chand. So Duti might be looking at the time as her only motivation. If she can come close to that national record of 22.82, which stands in the name of Saraswati Saha and was set 17 years ago in 2002. The women's 200 meters A race. Duti Chand runs in lane number 4. Nice and relaxed. One, 2, 8 on her outside. Anjali Devi representing Haryana. Short-statured but full of power that is required for these sprint events is Duti Chand. So lanes 4, 5, 6 and 7. Duti, Supriya, Anjali and Dhanalakshmi. Duti Chand 172, lane 4, lane 5 101, Supriya Madali, lane 6 Anjali Devi, and lane 7 no one there. So three athletes of the original 5 in the list competing here in race A of the 200 meters for women, second Grand Prix, Nehru Stadium, New Delhi. So the main interest will be centered around Duti Chand and whether she can get in a good timing to start her season in the 200 meters this year. Duti, Supriya, Anjali Devi. There they go, the start. Duti on the inside, covering Supriya and Anjali. Short, statured athletes can run the curves very well, and Duti is superb. What she lacks is a little bit of endurance. Will she hang in there for a good timing? There comes Duti, easily winning that women's A race. The moot point will be the timing that she got, and if she will be satisfied with that. We'll just bring you the results with the timings. Look at the power that this short-statured Duti Chand possesses. And that's the power. And Duti Chand coming in with a comfortable victory in 23.30, which is an excellent time to start with. And she'll be hoping to get hold of that national record as the season develops. 23.30 for Duti Chand to win that first A race of 200 meters for women. Anjali Devi of Haryana second in 24.15, and Supriya Ahmad of Andhra Pradesh third in 24.48. Three starters in that first women's A race 200 meters run. Good debut for Duti Chand. Following a 100 meters victory at Patiala, she gains a 200 meters victory with a creditable time of 23.30 seconds. There's a B race to follow in the women's 200 meters, in which there are 4 entrants. Duti Chand 172, the star of the women's sprints in India, winning India a silver at the Asian Games.
Statured
Fully qualify for the World Championships to be held later in the year in Qatar. .200 meters race B in the women's section to follow. It's early days in the 2019 season, and not many competitors have landed up to compete here. So Duti had no competition virtually, either in the 100 meters in the first leg at Patiala or in the 200 meters here in New Delhi. The B race features Sonia Baisha of West Bengal, Subha V of Tamil Nadu, Harika Devi of Telangana, and Manju of Haryana. Sonia Baishi, West Bengal, running in lane 3, Subha lane 4, Harika lane 5, and Manju in lane 6. This race should be slightly more competitive than the A race, which was totally dominated by Duti Chand. Lane 3, Sonia Baisha, 216 representing West Bengal. Lane 4, Subha V representing Tamil Nadu. And Harika Devi, lane 5 representing Telangana. So lanes 3, 4 and 5, Sonia, Baisha, Subha and Harika are the three competitors in the women's B 200 meter run. .30 is what Duti Chand ran in the first one. Second and third competitors finished above 24. Let's see if this race has more quality. 216 Sonia Baisha representing West Bengal. Lane 3. 187 Subha V representing Tamil Nadu and Harika in lane 5 representing Telangana. Here's the victory ceremony of the first event held today, the 400 meters hurdles. Prizes given away by the Montreal Olympics finalist in 800 meters, Sriram Singh. Dharun Ayaswamy of Tamil Nadu won the gold in this event. Dharun has been excelling for India at the Asian level also. Eager athletes who train regularly at the Nehru Stadium looking on a sport which needs to gather more and more following. Three competitors in race B of the 200 meters for women. Sonia Baisha, Subha V and Harika Devi. The 200 meters will be followed by an event which is very competitive in India, the 400 meters. As the 4x400 meter Indian teams, both in the men and women, compete very successfully at the Asian and the world levels. And the day's track events will be rounded off with the 1500 meters for the men and women. Sonia Baisha, Subha and Harika, three competitors in B race 200 meters for women. Normally the athletes from South India and the eastern region of West Bengal and Odisha have done well in the sprints events for India. Currently it's Duti Chand and Shrabani Nanda from Odisha, the two leading sprinters. Lanes 3, 4 and 5. Sonia Baisha, Subha V and Harika Devi representing West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Telangana respectively. Sonia, Subha and Harika. West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. Spectators looking on. The starter gets ready, and so do the three competitors in race B, 200 meters women. The command goes on your marks. On the starting blocks. The start is a vital part of the race for the sprinters. And in today's world, there's no time for any foul starts. One foul start and you're out of the race. Sonia, Subha, Harika. There they go. Sonia trying to catch up on that stagger on the outside line. Harika running very well. So it's boiled down to Sonia against Harika. Harika showing the better endurance. Harika running away from Sonia. Will Sonia be able to catch up, or Harika will keep up endurance? It's a close one. Harika of Telangana just edges out Sonia Baisha of West Bengal to get this one. It'll be interesting to see whether any of these girls came below 24. It was definitely the more competitive of the two A and B races. But no, the standard is Harika Devi winning in 24:49 and Sonia Baisha 24:56. Subha V 24:90, making Duti Chand the only woman athlete to have gone below 24 seconds here in the two races over the 200 meters for women at the second Grand Prix in New Delhi Nehru Stadium. And as the
Very well. So it means
while the men's shot put and the javelin throw go on the field, we will soon be coming to the next track event, which will be the 400 meters run for men, in which there are 4 races: race A, race B, race C, and race D. This itself shows the depth of the runners in the 400 meters, it being an event in which India does well at the international level, and therefore a lot of competition in the 400 meters. So there'll be 4 races in the 400 meters featuring international stars like Arokya Rajiv from Tamil Nadu, Kunu Mohammed from Kerala, Jitu Baby from Kerala, Sarthak Bambri, an outstanding junior from Delhi, so the one-lapper which was made famous in India by Milkha Singh with his heartwarming display at the 1960 Olympics, where he finished 4th and just missed out on a medal. Since then, the 400 meters has seen a galaxy of stars in India. Not really at the level of Milkha Singh, but as a team, the 4 into 400 meters, men and women have done well. The 4 into 400 women team reaching the Olympic finals in 1984 and then again in 2004. And winning medals regularly at the Asian Games and Commonwealth Games. Here at this venue in 2010, the last event on the athletics calendar was the 4 into 400 meters women, where the Indian women won the gold in pulsating fashion, cheered by 40,000 spectators. How we hope some spectators would come and watch these gallant stars compete here in the Grand Prix. कंटिन्यूस तो नहीं चाहते ना? ये क्यों आता है ये काला वाला? नहीं नहीं कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, नहीं फर्स्ट क्लास दिख रहा है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। मैंने कहा four races of the men's 400 meters. The men's 400 meters, very competitive, as all athletes vie for spots to be in the 400 meters relay team to represent India at the Asian Athletics Championships to be held in Qatar in April this year. looking to make a mark. Early meets leading up to the Federation Cup, which will be held 15th to 18th March in Patiala. The final trials for the Asian athletic contingent. Officials getting the starting blocks. The sound equipment all ready as events are electronically timed. Race A, the first one on the track, features 7 competitors from lane 2 to lane 8. As we are right now on the women's long jump. Race A, 400 meters men. There are 4 races here this evening. And this is the first of the 4 races. You'll get an insight into the athletes that will be representing India at the Asian Athletics Championships. The top performers here will probably be making the team. Race A. Lane 2, Shravan Kumar representing Telangana. Lane 3, Noah Nirmal Tom representing Kerala. Vivek Chaudhary representing Uttarakhand in lane 4. Jeevan KS, who was prominent in the first Grand Prix representing Karnataka, along with Rajiv Arokya, who has won a bronze medal for India in the individual event in the 400 meters. Raj of Tamil Nadu. There's Noah Nirmal in lane 3 representing Kerala, who is an outstanding up-and-coming runner also. So the first of the very competitive fields up here in the second Grand Prix at the Nehru Stadium, the 400 meters for men. Long tradition this event has, with Milka raising the bar for India in the 1960 Olympics, and subsequently the women athletes reaching the final of 2 Olympics, 1984 and 2004. The men also knocking on the door. Muhammad Anas in the recent times has been in the news, breaking national records at nearly every meet. That's the lineup. Noah Nirmal Tom representing Kerala in lane 3. Vivek Chaudhary lane 4. Jeevan KS of Karnataka 5. Arokya Raj 6. Sunil of Haryana 7. Baljit in lane 8. And Shravan Kumar, who should have been in lane 2, did not report. Watch out for Jeevan KS of Karnataka and Rajiv Arokya Raj of Tamil Nadu. Rajiv Arokya has done India proud at the international level, being a part of our 4x400 meters teams and also in the individual level. Jeevan KS of Karnataka running in lane 5, just inside Arokyaraj, has done himself proud by winning the first Grand Prix that was held in Patiala. So 6 of India's top quarter milers here in action in race A of the 400 meters Grand Prix. Series of Grand Prix and the Federation Cup in March will be the basis for the selection for the Asian Athletics Championships to be held at Qatar in April. Stars like Neeraj Chopra, Hima Das, the 4x400 men's and women team. Toor in shot put, who qualified at Patiala, who won a gold medal for India at the Asian Games. All will be in contention. Jensen Johnson, who won a gold in the Asian Games, also slated to run later this evening in the 1500 meters. Well, here up now is race A, 400 meters for men. One of the 4 races featuring top Indian quarter milers. Watch out for Noah Nirmal in lane 3 and Jeevan KS lane 5 and Arokyaraj in lane 6 in this one. Sunil and Baljit representing Haryana are on the outside. Lane 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 competitors. Race A, men's 400 meters. 137, Baljit representing Haryana, a promising youngster. Coming up the men's ranks. Inside him is Sunil, his colleague, and Rajiv Arokyaraj. Watch out, lane 5 and 6. The man in form this season, Jeevan KS 152 from Karnataka and Arokyaraj 194 of Tamil Nadu. Rajiv Arokyaraj. Jeevan KS coming off the bend. Rajiv currently in the lead, 194. Inside him is Jeevan KS. And there's Noah Tom in lane 3. And there comes Jeevan KS of Karnataka trying to close the gap to Rajiv Arokyaraj. But Rajiv Arokyaraj's international experience holding him in good stead. And Karnataka's Jeevan KS pushed to second place. And Noah Nirmal Tom of Kerala finishes third. Rajiv Arokyaraj 194 of Tamil Nadu wins race 1, edging out Jeevan KS of Karnataka second and Noah Nirmal Tom of Kerala third. And there's a confirmation of the timings. And Rajiv Arokyaraj comes in with a creditable 46.49. Jeevan KS improves upon his 47.15 at Patiala to 47.02. And Noah Nirmal Tom third in 47.40. 3 classy performances. Baljit 49.34, Sunil 50.62 and Vivek Chaudhary 52.22. Completing the 6 competitors in race A in the Indian Grand Prix, the second of the series held in New Delhi. So 2 relatively good performances on the track already. 23.30 by Duti Chand in the women's 200 meters. A scintillating 400 hurdles by Dharun Ayaswamy. And a blistering 400 meters, 46.49 by Rajiv Arokyaraj, setting up the bar for this season in 400 meter racing. We're now into the B race. And the B race features 6 competitors. Joni Meena of Rajasthan, Kunu Muhammad, an international representing Kerala, Sajan V also from Kerala, Harsh Kumar Haryana, Gaurav Haryana, and Lalit Mathur, a local boy from Delhi who joined the railways and will be representing Haryana. Has represented India in the reserves in the 4 into 400 meters at the Commonwealth Games. Kunu Mohammed in lane 3 is the star to look for in this race B. 162, Kunu Mohammed representing Kerala. India's international, represented India in the 4 into 400 meters at the Asian Games and Commonwealth Games. From Kerala, now in the services. On his outside, his colleague Sajan V from Kerala. Then it's Harsh Kumar, Gaurav and Lalit Mathur representing Haryana. Lalit Mathur runs in lane 7, a local boy from Delhi. Represented India in the reserves at the Commonwealth Games. Now having joined the railways and representing Haryana here. Man to watch out for, Kunu Mohammed in lane 3. 141, Harsh Kumar of Haryana. Lane 5. 165, Sajan of Kerala. A view of the spectators, largely athletes themselves. So lane 3, 4, 5 and 7. 4 competitors reported for the B race of the 400 meters men. Watch out for lane 3, Kunu Mohammed. Lane 4, Sajan, his colleague. Then there's Harsh Kumar, Gaurav and Lalit Mathur. There they go. Kunu running conservatively in the early stages. But he has loads of experience. Sajan on his outside. His younger colleague from Kerala. Kunu now catching up at the business end of the race. Lalit Mathur struggling. 141, Harsh Kumar of Haryana up against the 2 Kerala boys. Kunu Mohammed getting into the lead when it matters most. Gaurav struggling with Sajan. Gaurav and Sajan in a competitive race for the 2nd and 3rd positions. Kunu Mohammed, will he be caught up? Is he being too complacent? No. He manages to edge out Gaurav, Harsh Kumar of Haryana, and Sajan, his colleague, comes in 3rd. So Kunu followed by Harsh Kumar and Sajan. 1, 2 and 3 in race B of the 400 meters. Interesting point will be the results and the timings. Kunu Mohammed lacked a little bit in endurance and therefore his timing 47.19 not very good as compared to 46.49 run by Arukyaraj in that first leg. So the men's 400 meter B race won by Kunu Mohammed. Both internationals of India winning race A and race B. And now we are coming to race C, which will have some exciting youngsters. Sarthak Bhambri, a local lad from Delhi. Sumit Kumar from Uttar Pradesh. Rajesh from Tamil Nadu. Jitu Baby from Kerala. So lane 3, Jitu Baby, 159 representing Kerala. Lane 4, Sarthak Bhambri, the tall boy from Delhi. 111. On his outside, lane 5, Sumit Kumar, representing Uttar Pradesh. And then Vijay Singh Malik, 144, representing Haryana. Lane 3, that's the boy, Jitu Baby of Kerala. It looks to be a contest between Jitu Baby and Sarthak Bhamri and Sumit Kumar in this one. Race C of the 400 meters for men. Exciting potential on display here. Jitu Baby of Kerala, Sarthak Bhamri of Delhi, Sumit Kumar of Uttar Pradesh and Vijay Singh Malik of Haryana. 4 competitors in race C of the 400 meters men in the second Grand Prix meet held by the Amateur Federation of India, Athletics Federation of India. Jitu Baby, Sarthak Bhamri, Sumit Kumar, Vijay Singh Malik. Race C, 400 meters men. In a cluster of 4 races to be held in the men's section in 400 meters as they vie for places on the Indian contingent for the Asian Athletics Championships. It will be interesting to see how the youngsters have improved in the past season and how they graduate into the men's section. Jitu Baby, Kerala, Sarthak, Delhi, Sumit, Uttar Pradesh and Vijay Singh Malik of Haryana. And in the outside, Divakar Davas representing Uttar Pradesh in lane 7. So 5 competitors here. Race C, men's 400 meters. 2 turns. Watch out how they have to pace themselves. It's a sprint event, so hopefully all will be going all out. But still they have to pace themselves equally over that 400 meters. Tall, gangling Sarthak Bhamri making an impression. Early part of the race, Jitu Baby trying to catch up from the inside. Outside Sarthak is Sumit Kumar. Sarthak's long stride, Sumit Kumar. 209, that's Sumit Kumar of Uttar Pradesh. Sarthak's long strides giving him the advantage. Jitu Baby of Kerala trying to catch up with his speed on the inside. Sarthak hanging in, utilizing the height that he has, and he beats Jitu Baby and Sumit, who is third. So Sarthak Bhamri, the Delhi boy, makes a mark in the senior level. It'll be interesting to watch what progress he's made against the clock. He wins race C of the men's 400 meters here at the Nehru Stadium in Delhi, making it a good homecoming for him after he's been away training at the national camps. Sarthak Bhamri, the Delhi boy, winning race C. Interesting to watch what his timing will be and how he compares with Rajiv Arokyaraj and Kunu Muhammad, who won the first 2 races. There's the result. Sarthak Bhamri, a shade slower than the first 2, 48.10. Jitu Baby, 48.20, second. Sumit Kumar, 48.86, third. Vijay, Haryana, fourth, 50.23. And Divakar of Uttar Pradesh, fifth in 51.34. As the athletes get ready for race D. Once again, a race which will be featuring some of the top youngsters trying to make a mark in the men's section. Lane 3, Ayush Dabas, Haryana. Lane 4, Panchal, Haryana. Lane 5, Devinder Kumar, Haryana. Lane 6, Ashdeep Singh Virk from Punjab. And lane 7, Deepak Singh from Maharashtra. Lane 2, Adesh Garsa, representing Rajasthan. So youngsters galore dominating race C and D. Sarthak Bhambri of Delhi winning race C, 48.20 seconds. Now you have the 6 competitors in race D. Adesh Garsa, Rajasthan. Ayush Dabas, Haryana. Vikrant Panchal, Haryana. Devinder, Haryana. Arshdeep Singh, Punjab. And Deepak Singh representing Maharashtra. Race D, the final race, the 4th race for the men's 400 meters here at the 2nd Grand Prix, Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, New Delhi, organized by the Athletics Federation of India. Adesh Garsa, lane 2. Ayush Dabas, lane 3. Vikrant Panchal, lane 4. Devinder Kumar, lane 5. Arshdeep Singh, lane 6. And Deepak Singh, lane 7. So watch out for these young athletes making their mark in the men's section. Following them will be 2 races for the women's 4x400 featuring our top international stars. Vismaya VK, who won the gold in the 4x400. Jisna Matthew, the PT Usha school athlete who won the 800 meters in the first Grand Prix. Puvamma, outstanding 400 meter runner in the women's section. Gaikwad, who's also represented India. Anu Raghavan, Kerala. So we have an interesting mix in the women's race. 2 races after this one in the 400 meters. The final race for men's 400 meters, race D, the 4th race. Very difficult to predict as none of them have performed at the international level before. Makes for a very interesting competitive race. Adesh, Ayush, Vikrant, Devinder, Arshdeep and Deepak. 6 competitors in race D, men's 400 meters. The 4th and final race in 400 meters men here at the Nehru Stadium in New Delhi. (171) Deepak Singh. 140 Devinder Kumar representing Haryana in that yellow vest. So it's Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab and Maharashtra. 3 athletes from Haryana, 1 from Punjab, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. Odds on favourite, perhaps a Haryana boy wins this one. There's the list of competitors in this men's D race, men's 400 meter run. Adesh Garsa, Rajasthan. Ayush Dabas, Haryana. Vikrant, Haryana. Devinder, Haryana. Arshdeep Singh, Punjab and Deepak Singh of Maharashtra. Men's D race in the men's 400 meters. 2nd Grand Prix following the first one held on 23rd at Patiala. This one being held at the prestigious Nehru Stadium in New Delhi, the venue of the 1982 Asian Games and the 2010 Commonwealth Games. Here we go, men's D race, 400 meters. Starters order, on your marks. Very tough rules in the sprints nowadays. No foul starts allowed. Even if you're making your first foul start, you don't get a second chance. Men's 400 meters, race D. Five competitors now left. There they go. Deepak Singh on the outside, representing Maharashtra. In the yellow vest, it's Haryana, Devinder Kumar. Outer lanes come into prominence. Then inside, in the red vest, the inner lanes running well to catch up with the outer lane athletes. This is going to be a very competitive race all the way till the end. Very difficult to predict. 146, 138, 146 Vikrant Panjal, 138 Ayush Dabas, 181 in the inside Adesh Garsa. It's between Adesh Garsa and Devinder Kumar. Devinder Kumar taking it at the end. 146 Vikrant Panchal of Haryana. Vikrant Panchal of Haryana getting the better of Adesh Garsa in the finish in race D of the men's 400 meters. Interesting to see the timing, but as we are looking at the quality of the race, it looks like the first two races had the best timings. Arokya Raj, the only sub 47 seconds performer here. Sarthak Bhamri won the third race, 48.20. Kunu Mohammed the second in 47.49. And the fourth one won by Vikrant Panchal. We await the timings. There are the junior athletes from Delhi watching the proceedings. What a pity, empty stands. Wish we could attract more spectators to watch this outstanding action in the track and field arena at the Nehru Stadium. Following the men's 400 meters, 4 races, there will be 2 races in the women's, and these feature some of our top international athletes, athletes who have won gold medals for India at the Asian Games. Done the nation proud. The first race features lane 3, Jisna Matthew. But there's the result of the last race. Race D, 48.25, the slowest of the 4 timings. Adesh Garsa, 48.33. Ayush Dabas, 49.23. Deepak Singh, 50.12. And Devinder Kumar rounding it off with 50.58 seconds. So race A was the best, with Rajiv Arokya Raj being the lone competitor to get below 47 seconds here in the 400 meters in the 4 races. There's going to be quality, though there seems to be very little quantity on the track in the women's race. 2 races. The first race lists 5 competitors. I see only 3. Hima Das apparently had to go back to Assam to do an examination. पानी होगा बच्चे थोड़ा सा थैंक यू So race A of the women's 400 meters. The gold medal winners from the Asian Games. Lane 4, there is Puvamma representing Karnataka. Sarita Ben Gaikwad 1, 2, 3 in lane 5 and Prachi in lane 6. 201 representing Uttar Pradesh. So Puvamma, the clear favorite, to be challenged by Sarita Ben Gaikwad representing Gujarat and who has been performing well. Hima Das and Jisna Matthew absent. Jisna had won the 800 meters at the Grand Prix in Patiala. So that's what she's concentrating on. So it's going to be Puvamma, Sarita Ben Gaikwad and Prachi in the first race, which promises to be outstanding in terms of the timing, if not very competitive. And in the second we have Vismaya of Kerala, the surprise girl at the Asian Games. Aishwarya Mishra of Maharashtra, Anu Raghavan of Kerala, Kavita of Haryana and Shalu Chowdhury in that B race. First one, Puvamma, Gaikwad and Prachi. Supriya and Hima Das have not come onto the track. So it's Puvamma lane 3, Sarita Ben Gaikwad lane 4 and Prachi of Uttar Pradesh. The contest between Puvamma and Sarita Ben, the importance, the timing as India prepares for the Asian Athletics Championships to be held in Qatar in April. Puvamma, one of India's leading quarter-milers in the women's section for a long time. Since she came onto the scene in that Youth Commonwealth Games in Pune in 2008, she has been one of the leading quarter-milers. Started from the junior section from Mangalore. Working now for ONGC. Puvamma representing Karnataka, Sarita Ben Gaikwad, Gujarat and Prachi from Uttar Pradesh. The three competitors in race A of the women's 400 meters. 1, 2, 3. That's Gaikwad. 201, that's Prachi. And 151, that's Puvamma. Puvamma, Sarita Ben Gaikwad and Prachi. Karnataka, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh. Three competitors in the first one. The two to watch out for, Puvamma in lane 4 and Sarita Ben Gaikwad in lane 5. Unless Prachi has something surprising for us here today. On form, it's Puvamma versus Sarita Ben Gaikwad. But we always welcome pleasant surprises. All set now. Starter takes his position and the women athletes will just be ordered under the starter's instructions. Puvamma 151, Sarita Ben Gaikwad 123, 201 Prachi of Uttar Pradesh. Watch out for this very interesting race. One of very high quality. India has been regularly winning gold medals at the Asian Athletics and the Asian Games. Women's 4x400 relay, one of the prominent events for India at the international level. They've also reached the finals of two Olympics in 1984 and 2004 respectively. led by the legendary Usha in 84. Puvamma, lane 4. Sarita Ben Gaikwad, lane 5. Prachi, lane 6. There they go. Puvamma starts the best of the lot. Overtakes Sarita Ben Gaikwad. Is Gaikwad reserving one for the final bid? Or has Puvamma made a right decision? Puvamma going straight into the lead from lane 4. Sarita Ben on the outside. The stagger having been covered. Prachi on the outside. Puvamma running in solitary glory there. She'll be looking for a good timing as she starts the season this year. Tying up a little bit as they come to the 300 meters. Sarita Ben Gaikwad forced to respond, getting better. Prachi and Sarita Ben involved in a tussle for second and third position. Puvamma getting away. Is Sarita going to be able to catch her? No. Puvamma wins that. And it'll be interesting to watch what the timing was. Puvamma wasn't pushed as hard as we had expected by Sarita Ben Gaikwad. And so it may be difficult for her to have come up with a good timing. Puvamma winning from start to finish. Sarita Ben Gaikwad pushing in the second half of the race. And there's the result. Puvamma failing to get below 54, 54.12. A good start. Sarita Ben Gaikwad 54.61 and Prachi third in 54.74. Good quality, not really the top class that we expect from Puvamma, but it's the first race. 54.12, 54.61, 54.74. Creditable first race in the women's 400 meters run here at the Nehru Stadium in New Delhi. The second Grand Prix organized by the Athletics Federation of India. From the track to the men's triple jump. Praveen Chitravel of Tamil Nadu. Men's triple jump, an event in which Arpinder Singh won India gold at international levels. Also a bronze at the Commonwealth Games. Praveen Chitravel running out of steam. This is a tough event. 3 jumps, a hop, a step and a jump. And here's the strongmen, a presentation of one of the field events. 196 men's triple jump. Muhammad Salahuddin representing Tamil Nadu, one of the promising junior triple jumpers. National record in the name of Ranjit Maheshwari, set when he qualified for the Olympics. These are the youngsters coming up now after Maheshwari has left the scene. Muhammad Salahuddin representing Tamil Nadu. Let's watch what he achieved. Got a red flag. Next up, 170. Jay Shah representing Maharashtra. A tough triple jump event where you have to take a hop followed by a step and then a jump. So lot of strength required in the legs. Here's the hop, step and the jump. Consistency achieved in all three. But we have to see whether it's a legal jump before it's measured. Got a red flag, it seems. Next up, 113. Tushar Chibber representing Delhi. All the youngsters trying to make the most of the opportunity provided to them. And there goes a red flag. Overstepping. So a young field without the experienced Arpinder Singh in action in the men's triple jump event at the Nehru Stadium. Officials pointing out how he had got over the line and got a red flag. Back for his next jump, 189, Praveen Chitravel representing Tamil Nadu. As the B race in the women's 400 meters gets ready. Praveen Chitravel representing Tamil Nadu wants to get the crowd involved to support him. Look at that nice physique. You require that strength, especially in the legs, which has to do all the jumping. 1, 2 and 3. The hop, step and the jump. Once again, it was over the line and a red flag. There's the official pointing out. The plasticine gets the mark of this spike which crosses the board. And the athletes who train at the Nehru Stadium watching the events. Great learning curve for these young athletes as they watch the star athletes compete on the track. And we are coming to the women's B race, which will feature Vismaya VK of Kerala, the golden girl at the Asian Athletics Championships, along with Aishwarya Mishra, Anu Raghavan, Kavita and Shalu Chaudhary. (107) local girl from Delhi, Shalu Chaudhary. 124 Kavita of Haryana. And there, the women's 400-meter run B race. The lineup: Vismaya VK, the golden girl from Kerala who won India the 4 into 400 meters relay gold at the Asian Games last year. Aishwarya representing Maharashtra, Anu Raghavan, Kerala, Kavita, Haryana, and the local girl Shalu Chowdhury from Delhi. Watch out for Vismaya. Just like Puvamma was the star in the first race, it's going to be Vismaya. Interesting to see with the timing that she comes through. One will be looking for a 53-second timing, at least from Vismaya. Remember, the star of the 400 meters in the current day athletics is Hima Das, and she's had to run home to complete an examination before she comes back to compete at the Federation Cup and qualify for the Asian Athletics. She won India a silver medal in the 400 meters individual and of course the gold in the 4 into 400 meters relay. Triple jump men, 210. That's Ravi Malik representing Uttar Pradesh. Ravi Malik representing Uttar Pradesh. Did he also cross the... No, it's a legal jump and it will be measured. Ravi Malik of Uttar Pradesh gets a legal jump in. We'll just tell you the distance he achieved. Remember, the national record is in the name of Ranjit Maheshwari, set at Bangalore in the trials for the Olympics that were held in 2016, 17.30 meters. A 15 plus is a decent jump, a 16 plus is a good jump, and a 17 plus is an outstanding jump. Two Indian jumpers above 17 are Arpinder and Ranjit Maheshwari. Prior to that, Mohinder Singh Gill, way back in the early 60s. Salahuddin representing Tamil Nadu. His last jump was a foul jump. There we come again. The red flag immediately spots the youngster trying to overstep, getting caught out. Last two jumps, foul jumps. Next up, 170. Jay Shah representing Maharashtra. His last jump was also a foul jump. Strong lad. Has the build to be a promising triple jumper. Let's see how he executes this jump. Jay Shah representing Maharashtra, sprinting. Hitting the board. Has he overstepped or has he got it right this time? Gets a white flag and this will be measured. And on the track, the B race of the women's 400 meters. The woman to watch out for, lane 3, Vismaya, VK 157. (167) Aishwarya Mishra. Lane 2, 101. Supriya Madi of Andhra Pradesh. Lane 3, Vismaya VK of Kerala, the woman to watch out for. Then Aishwarya in lane 4, Anuragwan 5, Kavita 6, and Chalu Chaudhary representing representing Delhi, the local host state in lane 7. Watch out for Vismaya in lane 3, representing Kerala. The golden girl of the 4x400 meters relay team. Anchored the race. Hima Das ran the second leg in that for a tactical advantage. Supriya, Andhra Pradesh, Vismaya of Kerala, Aishwarya, Maharashtra, Anuragwan, Kerala, Kavita, Haryana, and Chalu Chaudhary, Delhi. Watch out for Vismaya in lane 3. Puvamma dominated the first one. And the other international in the field today, Vismaya in race B. Interesting to watch their timings. Puvamma couldn't get below 54. Let's see how Vismaya. And the first time we've seen a foul start. Or was it a starter's failure? I think no cards. The starter's gun failed to respond. So no one has to leave the race. Tense moments. Start of the women's B race, 400 meters. Vismaya, the star of the race. Lane 2, Supriya of Andhra Pradesh. Lane 3, Vismaya representing Kerala. Lane 4, Aishwarya Mishra. Lane 5, Anu Raghavan. Lane 6, Kavita. And lane 7, the host Delhi State's Shalu Chowdhury. The long, lanky Vismaya in lane 3 is the woman to watch out for. Normally the sprints have strongly built athletes, but as we graduate from the 100, 200 to 400, they become slightly slimmer and more lithe, because in addition to their sprinting ability, they must have some endurance. It's a sprint event, no doubt, but requires pace judgment, requires a lot of speed endurance. Supriya, Vismaya, Aishwarya, Anu, Kavita and Shalu Chowdhury. As the sun goes down, it becomes cold once again. Starters orders. All the athletes get onto their marks on their blocks. It'll be interesting to watch how Vismaya judges her race. Will she go flat out right from the beginning, or will she conserve for the second half? Once again, the gun failure. This is adding to the tension for the athletes. And I hope it doesn't prevent Vismaya from clocking a good timing. She's a strong athlete. Second of the women's 400 meters. The first one won by Poovamma of Karnataka. This one, the clear favorite, Vismaya of Kerala. Both of them internationals, having represented India at the Asian Games recently. On your mark, starters orders. Hopefully, we will have a race this time on. Supriya, Vismaya, Aishwarya, Anu Raghavan, Kavita and Shalu Chowdhury. Watch out for Vismaya, lane 3. Let's see her tactics. There they go. Slowly getting into her pace. Not really exploding off the blocks. She has all the experience as compared to the other athletes. There you watch that slightly built girl. Tall, thin, gangly, in the white singlet, 157. There comes the second half of the race, and she will soon become prominent. As she gathers speed, Vismaya of Kerala in that white singlet, white 157. On her outside is Aishwarya. There we come. Well judged race by Vismaya. Slowly coming into her own in the second half of the race, round the second bend and then exploding towards the end. Will she get a good timing? She's not being pushed though. Vismaya of Kerala winning the second race. The first one was won by Poovamma. It would have been interesting to watch them race together. But we'll just bring you a comparison of the timings. Two internationals win the two races. Poovamma the first one, Vismaya the second. 54.76. So none of the women athletes getting to clip or go below 54 here in that first race. Anurag won 56.39. Very close between Vismaya and Puvamma. Had they been in the same race, round about the same timings both of them have clocked. So we'll be having to wait for the return of Hima Das to push up the bar and the standards in the women's 400 meters race. And now on the track we have the two middle distance events of 1500 meters while the triple jump goes on in the field. Next race on the track is the men's 1500 meters, 3 3/4 laps off the stadium, the metric mile. An actual mile is 1609 meters. And on the field, the triple jump continues. Triple jump on the field continuing, 2-1-0. That's Ravi Malik representing Uttar Pradesh. Gets a legal jump, white flag. Tough event on the knees and the legs. 3 jumps, a hop, a step and a jump. Really tests the strength, the rhythm, the strength. And up next, 113. That's Tushar Chibbar representing Delhi. Local boy from Delhi. Competing in the men's section. Mentally psyching himself up for his effort. Gets in a good jump. Is it legal? Yes, he gets a white flag. So it will be measured. Tushar Chibbar from Delhi gets in a legal jump. 189. That's Praveen Chitraval representing Tamil Nadu. The southern states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka often excel in the sprints and the jumps. Ranjit Maheshwari of Kerala is the triple jump national record holder. Praveen gets a white flag. Pleasant jump by this youngster from Tamil Nadu. Looks in the region of 15 plus, which is quite promising. As on the track, the men athletes get ready for the 1500 meters, warming up. Does it have Jinson Johnson competing here today? He's in the list. 170 on the triple jump. That's Jay Shah of Maharashtra. Look at how tough it is. He gets a white flag in, so his jump will be measured, but seems to be just below 15 meters. Having to go by estimate as there's no board, measuring board reflecting the actual jump. 196. Mohammad Salahuddin of Tamil Nadu. Looks like he's gone over, and it's a red flag, a foul jump. As the athletes line up for the men's 1500 meters. The final track race, men's 1500, followed by the women's 1500. It has 12 competitors at the far end. Three and three-quarter laps off the track. Men's 1500 meters featuring 12 top athletes. Led on the list by Jinson Johnson, 160. Is he there on the line? We'll just confirm that. Rahul, Nirmat Daya, Satish, Ankit, Rahul, Beer Singh, Advesh Nagar, Shashi Singh, Jinson Johnson, Yasin and Dinesh Latwal are listed. Do we see Jinson Johnson running? There seems to be the familiar figure of Ajay in that second position. There's Beer Singh there. And there's 214, that is Mukesh Kumar Yadav. So no Jinson Johnson in this race. It's a local lad, Dhaiya, running in fourth position. Ajay, the seasoned cap. Rahul, Lucky, he's more popularly called, 211, leading the race. 142. The long-haired Dinesh Latwal representing Haryana. Ajay Saroj, economical action, getting into the lead. We've seen him disappear in the wake. There comes Beer Singh now, lying third. There's Dhaiya, followed by Dinesh Latwal. Ajay Saroj in the lead. 220. Followed by Rahul, popularly called Lucky, a local boy, followed by Beer Singh, also a boy from Delhi. Ajay Saroj, Rahul, Beer Singh in the top three positions. Lucky battling it out, hanging on to Ajay Saroj. It's a two-horse battle. Ajay Saroj followed by Lucky. Great race on. Ajay Saroj, who led from the start, followed by Lucky. Rahul from Delhi. Beer Singh fading into fourth position. Ajay and Rahul battling it out for the top two positions. Beer Singh currently in fourth, and that's the bell going for the last lap. Ajay leading, followed closely by Rahul. Beer Singh in fourth position. Two local boys in contention for medals. Ajay Saroj followed by Lucky. He's trying to get the finishing kick out of Rahul, popularly called Lucky on the Delhi tracks. 200 meters to go. Ajay Saroj tries to move away. Rahul hangs in there. Ajay Saroj trying to get away. Rahul hanging in there. Good two-horse race. Beer Singh seems to have come into third position. Ajay consolidating his lead. Ajay Saroj, after a year in the wilderness, coming back and demonstrating his superiority in the absence of Jinson Johnson. It'll be interesting to watch when Jinson Johnson comes back. Ajay and Rahul, first and second. Looked like Beer Singh of Delhi got that third position in that final run-in. It will be interesting to watch the timings. There they are on the screen. Ajay Kumar Saroj, Uttar Pradesh, 346.10. Rahul, 348.15. Third was Ankit in 349.90. Fourth, Beer Singh, 352. Fifth, Dinesh Latwal, 352. Sixth, Satish Kumar, 353. Seventh, Mukesh Kumar, 355. And eighth, Ankit Daya, 358.48. Ninth, Rahul Jaswal. So men's 1500 won by Ajay Saroj on his comeback, 346. Rahul Jaswant 403.38, 9th, and Yasin 10th. Ajay Kumar winning the race in the absence of Jinson Johnson. Be interesting to watch when Jinson Johnson and Manjeet Singh both come back and Ajay Saroj battles it out with them. Ajay Kumar winning with an impressive 346.10. Rahul 348. Very impressive for this young boy from Delhi. Ankit of Haryana 349.90. And Beer Singh of Delhi, fourth, 352.05, representing Haryana. And now the final track race will be the women's 1500 meters, which will feature PU Chitra, who's done very well for India at the international level. An outstanding youngster from West Bengal, Lily Das, Usha Sati and Sugandha Kumari. Four competitors listed in the women's 1500 meters. The international star PU Chitra, the youngster Lily Das from West Bengal, Usha Sati, a local girl from Delhi, and Sugandha Kumari representing Bihar. 1500 meters women. The last race on the track, the women's 1500 meters, featuring PU Chitra, who's done well for India at the international level, and a youngster, Lily Das from West Bengal. There's Usha, local girl from Delhi, and Sugandha Kumari of Bihar amongst the participants. Men 1500 meter runners, after their event, wearing their track suits, and will be cooling down as the women warm up for their 1500 meters. That's a shot of Usha, local girl from Delhi, who will be running. She used to be an outstanding junior. Will be tough for her in the women's section, which Chitra and Lily Das, experienced runners, to compete against. Three competitors seem to be there on the track: Lily Das, Chitra, Usha. The final race of the second Grand Prix here at the Nehru Stadium, New Delhi. We just saw scintillating men's 1500 meters won by Ajay Saroj in 3:46.40. How will the women respond? Will they come up with a brilliant timing? There were 12 competitors in the men's section. There are only 3 in the women. The men's 200-meter winners. The first event held today. Women athletes getting ready for their 1500 meters. .218 Lily Das. PU Chitra 155 representing Kerala, Lily Das West Bengal, and Usha representing Delhi. Seem to be the 3 competitors on the track for the women's 1500 meters. Lily Das in the black vest, Usha in the blue vest, and 155 Chitra in that colourful vest. Chitra has done India proud at the international level, and we'll be looking for a good race from her. I think, if I remember right, she has a best of 4:12, which is a very good timing. She did well at Bhubaneswar in the Asian Athletics and then at the Asian Games last year. PU Chitra representing Kerala. Lily Das, the youngster who showed promise but hasn't really come up well in the women's section. And Usha, the youngster from Delhi, competing at the senior level now for the first time. Chitra, Lily and Usha. Lily Das in the black vest, Usha in the blue, and Chitra in the colourful red base vest. Three and 3/4 laps off the track. The metric mile, the women's 1500 meters. Dominated, as all of you all know, at the international level by the Kenyan and the Ethiopian athletes. There we go, start of the 1500 meters. Final event, the second Grand Prix, 1500 meters women. There you go, the start, 3 and 3/4 laps. Chitra straight into the lead, showing her experience. Lily Das following her, followed by Usha of Delhi. Lily Das was an outstanding junior, not really made it in the senior section as yet. Chitra, India's outstanding international runner in the women's 1500 meters. No competition for her. She has to go from start to finish, all on her own. Lily following her pace. Look at that lovely rhythm of Chitra. Nice lean body, just like the Kenyans and the Ethiopians. This girl from Kerala has done the country proud at the international level. One lap done. 2 3/4 to go. Chitra followed by Lily Das. Will Lily take the lead? It will be interesting. The youngster showing gallant effort. Well done, Lily. Gets into the lead. Chitra follows. It's a two-woman race. Usha, the Delhi girl, is way behind. So just like the men's, which was Ajay versus Rahul, this one is Lily versus Chitra. Lily being brave to take the lead in this second lap. Chitra following. Lily followed by Chitra. Usha way behind. Lily looking to do well in the 1500 meters. She started promisingly in the junior section in the 800 and 1500. Now lacking that speed. Chitra goes into the lead now. As we finish 2 laps, Chitra thinks enough is enough. Now I need to go into the lead to get a good timing. Chitra. 1000 meters finished, 500 to go. Sorry, 900 finished, 600 to go. And as we enter the straight here, 500 to go. And there goes the bell, final lap. Chitra followed by Lily. Good race for Lily to hang on to the experienced Chitra. Can she go into the lead? Has she done enough endurance in the run-up to this meet? Chitra followed by a gallant Lily Das. Wonderful race Lily is running here today. Chitra increasing the pace. Lily still troubling her. 200 meters to go. Chitra followed very closely by Lily. Is Lily got a surprise up her sleeve? Or will Chitra increase the pace as she comes into that final straight? Chitra leads Lily, but just about. Lily running a wonderful race. But Chitra doing just enough to hold off Lily. And Chitra wins a close one. Very good effort from Lily of West Bengal. First time she's run Chitra so close. Will be interesting to watch the timing. Lily must have done very close to her personal best. She pushed Chitra all the way. Chitra winning in 420.76 and Lily Das a creditable 420.89 in that second position. Wonderful race run by Lily Das. Chitra is a best of 412 at the international level. So she just eased herself. And Usha just finished in 508.07 to get the third position. And with that, we come to an end of this track events at the second Grand Prix meet organized by the Athletics Federation, leading up to the Federation Cup, which will be the final trials for the Asian Athletics Championships to be held in Qatar in April.
ये होना अरे कुछ तो दिखाना ही है ना यार, सामने नहीं है लोग इतने, कोई नीचे हैं लोग, दाएं बाएं, कुछ तो दिखाना ही है ना यार। और मैं कहाँ से करूँगा, शॉर्ट कहाँ से करूँगा? ठीक है, ये चेंज कर दो यार, ट्राइपॉड पे ही कर लो, इतना मत करो कष्ट।
हो गया मैडम, ये बंद कर दिया? हाँ बंद कर दिया, ये बंद कर। अरे उसको इसको तो दे दे, भाई साहब को दे दे खाने के लिए।
इकट्ठे खा लेंगे ऐसे में। ठीक है, चल रहा है हिस्टोग्राम,
ये
हाँ हिस्टोग्राम
हटाना।
कैंप टू अपर्चर ना, बस कैंप टू रेडी, कैंप से आना है।
अरे होना भी है या
कैंप
ऐसे
टू
ही
आना
खड़े
है,
हैं?
मैं पूछ लिया वैसे, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता, हमको पता चला ऐसे ही बैठे रहे। ये है बेंगलोर वाला जनरल सेक्रेटरी, ये बीच में जो पोर्ट वाला है,
हाँ अभी उसका धक्का वापसी हो गया, बाउंस हो गया
है ये जो है ना,
ये गया क्या? ये गया क्या?
जी सर, पूरी तरह
एंड तक है ना?
मतलब लास्ट इवेंट तक, हाँ लास्ट इवेंट तक थे।